Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you. Good morning.
Morning everyone.
I'm back.
She's back.
And the wall is looking absolutely fantastic.
It's alright, I got approval.
Pat on the back for Andy. And
Super.
the gate, what about the gate?
Yeah, still, if you saw the last video, I started working on that wall at the end there, which is a real mess. But this one was also pretty bad when I started on that. It's looking alright now, it's not going to fall down. Yeah, I started on the gate, securing the frame in place because it's kind of wandering about a bit, even though it was bolted to the wall. There's a lot of stuff gone in, it's still not carbonated off, I'll show you in a minute. So yes, you're glad to be back.
I'm glad to be back, I'm glad to see some sunshine, although it's not been too bad, it's not been too cold in the UK, I can't complain really. But yeah, good to be back, good to see all the animals. Yeah, my lovely tomatoes that were 9, I think Andy showed you an update on the last video, are now 3. Because Alfie likes to lay on there, and despite Andy's best efforts making those frames with a mosquito net, it didn't work because he gets underneath them.
We've got a new fix now.
So I've got 3 now instead of 9, but the 3 are looking particularly healthy.
Yes, and I think that'll be enough anyway if they all come to fruition.
Well, last year I just put four seeds in that trough, and they were huge, enormous, and it was everywhere. We couldn't control it really, so I think 3 is probably just as well.
Yeah, we'll try with 3. We'll go with it. We can always put some more on the front.
We can.
Anyway, so what we're on. I want to get these railings out there, these window grills out the way.
Yeah.
You've got catching up to do.
I've got cleaning, you can imagine. Cleaning, washing.
Messy worker. So we better crack on, haven't we? So the gate, yes. This frame had a big gap behind it. It was just fixed in place. Wasn't tightened up to anything. So I started rebuilding the bottom here. Put this bar in, which is still going to be here for a few days. And started rebuilding the bottom to lock the frame up. Well, here comes Alfie, my assistant. There's a lot of mortar gone in there, and it's still actually a little bit wet. So over 24 hours now. So I'm going to leave that for a bit, let it go off properly before I take the bar out. Then that should lock it in place. In the meantime, the window bars, grills, rejas as they're called in Spanish that we made, I'm going to get these cleaned off, ready for painting. As I said before, I need to paint them out here because they're a bit big for the workshop, but it needs to be still. I missed the boat again this morning because there's a bit of a breeze now, but at least I'm going to get them cleaned off and ready, so at least then I can jump on them as soon as we get a still moment and crack on, get these out of the way, then that frees us up to carry on. Next thing I want to get done today is trim our oasis. Although it's great for the trees, it's also great for the weeds, and look at them. It's the only place on the land that anything grows. So we're going to have a bit of a clean up there, get the trimmer out, get it all cut down. First we need to fill the tank. It's a 40:1 petrol oil mix, 2-stroke. Also I've not got the best container here. Stick the oil in, give it a shake. Then he goes in here. should do us enough to do that, but there's not much to do really. It's all dead. This actually came with one of those bump things for the line, to extend the line, a line feed thing, and whatever it's called. We don't use that. We use this super heavy duty, it's like 6mm line, it lasts 10 times as long, and we actually changed the head on this as well. If I can get it out, that one goes in there, that's it. There we go. So yeah, they're a bit knackered. We just need to change cut two more now, thread them through, tighten it back up, and we're ready to go. I was actually going to do this bit on the front of the house as well, but Sharon's got the washing out. Mr. Fluffy's asleep here, so I'll leave that till later. Right, okay, so I'm going to crack on with this wall. I've sort of levelled the top off. It's not perfect as you can see, but it's a lot better than it was. There's a lot of soil and dirt up there which I need to get off, but I'm going to get the top mortared in. At least it'll stop water coming in, hopefully that's the plan anyway. I think when I do the other side, I'll get the top sort of solid, made solid now, as it is, and when I do the other side, I'll do it, you know, properly, get it nice and flat and stuff. In the meantime, I just really want to get this wall, at least this half of it done, yeah, so it don't fall down. Right, I've got quite a few stones rebuilt at the top of the wall there. I think the next thing to do is to get a load of pinning stones in the next area, without going pointing, just pin it back, get them stuck in, then we can point round them all after. There we go. It's getting there. Done from about there down to here and across to where we finished off before. That's not bad actually, but it's the end of another day. It's time to crack open a nice cold beer and light the barbecue, and we'll pick it up with this in the morning.
So whilst I was away, Andy's ordered us another lemon tree. This will be number 3. We've not been very successful with lemons, but we really would like one that actually produces lemons. So this one arrived yesterday. We've got a little lemon there, and we've got another one round the other side, so that looks promising. We've decided we're going to put him at the front of the house rather, because this is where I've overwintered all the peppers, and the year before overwintered my tomato plants. It's sheltered from the wind that comes off the mountain, and obviously this wall gets the sun all day and should radiate a bit of heat overnight, so if we do get extremely cold temperatures it should be protected. However, it's in a tiny pot for such a big tree, so I've got my lovely pot here that Eileen and Mike bought us, if you remember, came to visit us a long time ago now. I've not really had anything to put in it so far, so I thought it'd be just perfect for my lemon tree, although it doesn't have a hole in the bottom. So I need my trusty assistant to drill me a hole, and then we can get the tree planted. And just as I said that, we've just spotted it. It does have a hole. It's there, look. I thought it was a bit strange that it didn't have a hole. So we're ready to go. Just need to get some compost now. So there we go, water him in, bit by bit, because it's all going to overflow. Stop it, and hopefully we'll have some lemons in the future. 3rd time lucky, eh? So lemon trees planted, and whilst Andy carries on with the never-ending pointing of the courtyard, I'm going to give this gate another coat of oil. It only had one, and you can see how incredibly dry it's gone. It gets the sun all afternoon, so I'm going to crack on with this before the sun comes round this morning, and yeah, try and protect it as much as we can, because it was all old wood to start with, if you remember. We like our recycling. So dry.
So this morning I've managed to get the first coat of paint on these window bars, nearly get them out of the way, just in time because the breeze has just started to pick up again. And guess what I'm doing now? This has dried pretty well from yesterday, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to carry on and get the top done up to the sleeper, maybe even over the gate as well, but I might not if Sharon's going to be oiling it. But I'm certainly going to try and get this area done, get all the pinning stones in that. Yep, and it's coming on.
So there's the gate, that's the inside of the courtyard, looking a lot better. And this is the outside. It does look a lot better, but I think it's going to need another coat. It was so incredibly dry. All I've got left to do is this rather rotten, I think it's a piece of olive lintel, but to be honest it's not holding much up, just that little bit of wall there, and it's been here for goodness knows how many years. I guess it'll be here for another 100. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and put a bit of creosote on it so it stands out nicely and makes a nice feature. So yeah, that's me for tomorrow. So last job for today before we have a nice cold beer. Andy's just finishing off that last bit of wall. I'm going to plant some cress. Normally do it a bit early, it's usually February, March time, but we've been backwards and forwards to the UK. It was all gone by the by. So I've just got a little tub here, filled it with about 1 inch of compost, and I'm just going to scatter my seeds, water it in well, and we'll have some lovely cress. Simple. There we go, should do. Just as an aside, you can in fact grow cress in a egg box or on a piece of tissue, just as long as you keep it moist. The only difference is you really don't get any nutrients out of it because there's no soil. So we prefer to do ours the old-fashioned way in some compost, and yeah, we've got some lovely cress.
So another day done, full day on the wall pretty much. All the little pinning stones are in this bit, so that's ready for pointing. This bit I've managed to get down to here. It's looking lovely if I do say so myself. So we're going to have a cold beer now and get something to eat and carry on tomorrow. Yeah, another beautiful morning, another mix going on. I'm going to try and get some stones and stuff in the outside of that door frame so I can take that bar out if you saw me put that in a few days ago. So we'll get this mix sorted out and I'm going to have a look before it gets too hot. So I had a right twist in this, and I put a bar in it, and packed this out. But I want to get a bit in this side now, because Sharon oiled it yesterday. Any mess I get on the front should come off easily. Should do. So get my gloves, get a few stones, and let's see if we can get this filled in a bit. I want to do this side first because it's in the shade at the moment. Look at the state of it. Massive holes in it. We'll do what we can with it. Keep plodding on. Get a bit of water in there. Get these fixed in as well. Alrighty. Bit down. That's as far as I'm going with that, up to where Sharon is. Sharon's just wiping it off the frame now. There's a bit I need to knock off, a couple of bits I need to knock off, but obviously I want to put some solidity in that. Just going to pop this light out of the way because Sharon's going to vacuum this beam and give it a coat of creosote. I might need a longer screw to put that back in. It's going back up a minute. I'll just leave it down here.
We're off. It's not good stuff, this. It's very runny really compared to the linseed oil, and so it's going to drip everywhere. I've tried to take precautions and put some cardboard down. I'm just going to take it really carefully because I don't want to get it all over our nice stones. Yeah, so it'll be a long job, I think.
So what's left of that mix, I'm just going to sort out the top of the wall up there. I can only do this half because the other half needs totally pointing and is a proper mess, but I can do that half later. So I'll get that done and then start working my way down here, making it look like that hopefully.
Well, that's about as good as I can get it. It's so difficult getting the brush into these rotten bits where it's just powder and you put your brush in and it falls out and a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. So Don't worry about this bit here, if you can see where I've not been able to get right inside, because that's all going to be pointed up to the frame anyway. But it should protect it as much as we can. As I say, it's not holding much of the wall up, so I'm not worried. And yeah, looks better than it did. I'm covered in it despite my best efforts, wearing gloves and everything, but then that's me. So I can have a nice drink and then do the other side.
Right, okay, so I started coming down the wall. If anyone's wondering what this stone is, it's because that sleeper's massively twisted. It's just in there to sort of wedge it up. But what I've got, from where the old barrels were in the bodega, the old wine barrels, I've got 2 curved like wedges that they used to stop them rolling. I'm actually, when it comes to fix these down, because they're not fixed down yet, it's just gravity holding them in place. I'm going to pop one of them that should fit perfectly under there. It'll look alright and I can bolt down through that. But in the meantime, I want to get on with this wall.
What are you doing, Alfie?
Right, okay, the lintel over the old gate's done. The old lintel over the gate's done. Fantastic, looks a lot better. Most of the top's done. Just got that bit to do over there, but I'll let that dry a bit first. I'm actually down to ground level now. It makes it a bit easier and hopefully a bit quicker. I've got all my pinnings in down to sort of about here. So I'm going to try and get this bit done, or as much of it as I can today. Fabulous. Down to here. Didn't quite have enough to just do it all the way there. What's a little bit left. But not done bad there today at all. Very pleased with that so far. On the same height as you when you're stood on the step. Well, that's us for today. We have had enough. It's boiling out again.
It is. Not complaining though, it's great.
No, it's nice.
It's great.
A bit too warm to be working now. So I think we're going to get a cold beer, shall we?
That sounds like a very, very good idea.
So thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you on Sunday.
Thursday.
Oh, sorry.